Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth day, the fourth installation of this Advent 10-minute portrait drawing series. We're drawing 10-minute portraits together every day, and it's awesome to have you here, whether you're here live or for the recording. If you're here live, say hello. Let me know what you'll be drawing with today. I found my blending stump amongst my art supplies after moving. So I'm going to be working with this little magenta, much loved polychromos pencil and my blending stump. And we have really cool reference of Nazarene, who is an Argentinian artist from the Queño community. And we are super fortunate to have so many super cool people making super cool art who are sharing their references with us and are happy to be drawn here together. And Nazarene had to go to work now, so after work, maybe you'll have the opportunity to see this. We're very looking forward, very excited. Very looking forward to drawing you. This is such a cool reference photo. Let's get into the drawing. Hi, Ike, Maya, Hannah, Louisa, Kiki. I started a new reference sharing channel at Louisa's suggestion on the Discord server. The Discord server is in the top of the, I don't know, is it over there? I'm seeing it over here. Maybe it's down there. Maybe it's in the replay of the live chat or in the description below. There are lots of links in the description. Visit them all. We are going to start drawing, and I would love you to share your sketches to the Discord server and on Instagram, where you can tag May and Nazarene and use the hashtag drawing with Dylan too, if you like. That would be great. Before you start drawing, if you just want to say something, ask a question, and maybe I can look over and address your question as we continue and work through the drawing, just so I've got something to bounce off of in the chat. Otherwise it would just kind of be me rambling. So I love people to ask questions or just say things for me to respond to. Let's draw. What is happening today? Today I relinquished the keys of my former flat, my family's former flat. It has been a process of moving. I'm drawing with this little magenta polychromos pencil. That's what I'm drawing with. And I'm going to smudge things around. I am leading a workshop on Sunday, which is about shading and shadow. So I was wondering if there are other references which I think kind of fit my concept much better. But this is a drawing of my sister that I did, and I want this to kind of be like the guiding sense of what I'm going for with the shading and shadow class. This is the workshop on Sunday, which you can all sign up to at dylansara.com. So I've got this here. It's a very, very different reference. I love the like the wide angle distortion of this reference. Really cool. But yeah, I'm going to do something similar to that, but with this magenta pencil. That's my idea. And I don't think I'm going to draw a lot of the hair, but I don't really know yet because I haven't started. Hi, Gabriela. So yeah, what is it called when you give your landlord the keys when you move out? The Wohnungsübergabe. I might just get a bit closer and try and keep my mind on whether I'm in frame or not. So that was an amicable process. And the man who led the ceremony of relinquishing the house keys. It's a big, what do you call it? A business that owns a lot of places in the area where I live. And so it was not such a personal relationship with our landlord, which was kind of nice because previously we have lived very close and very kind of personal with our landlords. So it was a nice change to have a big kind of anonymous, but the person who I met up with today was a nice guy. It was nice. It was from Lebanon, and it was really simple, which is how you want it to be. I think how I wanted it to be and how it was. So it's good. There weren't many questions. What should I say? Oh, Louisa, I liked that you shared a reference of you and your bird, one of your birds. As I mentioned yesterday, as we're drawing Sunny, who is also from the Kanyo community, which there's a really cool Telegram group chat where I think about 2,500 people, I don't know how many of the users are super active, but there are members around the globe who share reference photos with each other. And this is where I grabbed this one of Nazarene from. And there was a suggestion yesterday that we also have a reference sharing channel in the Discord. So now we do. And I uploaded a few references of me wearing packing paper. And Louisa jumped in with a selfie with a bird, which is very nice. I always love the sound of your pigeons in the background when we hang out in Zoom. And I've always liked pigeons. I really liked when I was traveling back in the day that in every city there was always pigeons, and they were always inquisitive and hungry, and I really enjoyed the presence of pigeons. Also vultures, another cool bird experience when traveling was meeting vultures in Costa Rica, and I was amazed by them. They were so cool. I grew up near beaches where there would be a lot of seagulls, big seagulls, swans, black swans we had, and pelicans, but we did not have vultures. And where I was in Costa Rica, there were black vultures on the beach, and it was amazing. And they're such big birds, but they're like quite cautious and wary. I kind of expected such a big bird to kind of be confident, and but I guess even such a big bird is a lot smaller than a person, so it's probably very wise to be wary birds. It is a challenging angle, isn't it, Alyssa? Yes. And that is a lovely wish. Hope it's going well for everyone. This was a series of about 8 photos, all taken kind of like in succession. And I really liked the exaggerated wide angle distortion on this one. It's interesting. I often, like when I take photos of the kids, I have this cool fisheye lens that I can put, that we're about halfway, by the way, a fisheye lens which I can put on my phone, and it really like distorts everything. And I love it. I love the distortion, and I often find it makes the composition really interesting, because even if someone's just a little bit further behind, they're a lot smaller, and it kind of, there'll be a lot going on. And often I take these photos and I think they're super cool, and but especially if it's up close, people's faces get really distorted, and Kira, my wife, is often kind of like, well, not into the distorted look, but I dig it. I wonder why I like the kind of wide angle distortion so much. I put the nose, like the nostril, in a special place. There's really something about this distortion that I like. It's kind of like a inbuilt stylization distortion feature. Maybe it's more, it could potentially be more comforting to draw a really distorted shot, because I already know that, like, it's a kind of warped image, and then there's something about it which just kind of makes it kind of like a comic or a cartoon. So I'm thinking now about shadow shapes. There's this really cool super bright rim light on the nose, and around the philtrum here, it's really nice highlight like there, and I just kind of want to fill in some. I mark this as kind of like a highlight area. I think the highlight's kind of moving up all the way over here as well. But I want to put in some hatching which I can push around with my blending stump. Hi Shannon, how you doing? It is nice to see you in the chat, all of you. Wait a minute, there's not much time left, but there are 15 of you here. That's nice. How many of you 15 are on the Discord server? I know some of you are. If any of you aren't, or anyone watching the replay are not as yet, then please come on over, because just since Sunday, since we started doing these Advent drawings, the Discord server has grown, which is nice, because I feel like it's nice to have a little space which is super focused on what we're doing here. And I just love seeing everyone's renditions lined up, one after the other, to be able to see them all in the same place. It's really cool. Oh, I got a message from Yusuf Karsh official on Instagram today, who missed all the stories and was like, "Oh, I hate stories. Why did I miss all of this?" And I'm hoping that there may be some contact there, because it would be really nice to be in touch with whoever is running the official Yusuf Karsh Instagram account, because I'd love to draw some more of his images as reference. It would be so cool. I think it would be really good for like a multi-portrait live stream. Sometimes I do live streams where we do 8 or 10-minute portraits, and I was thinking that Yusuf Karsh edition would be really good. There's so many incredible images. It would be a really cool like master study edition of these live streams. All right, that's 10 minutes. And I'm just going to do a little bit of overtime, because I would like to use the blending stump, which I happily found. Louisa hates stories too. That's interesting. I used to be reluctant to any newly introduced and changed feature. And I knew about Snapchat, but I've never used it. And when stories came, I was like, oh, now there's like a Snapchat thing. Like, do I have to look at stories? But there are things about stories which I really enjoy. Like, it's really easy to reshare stuff to stories. And And I feel like it's less, to me at least, it feels like it's less of a commitment to put something to stories. Like it can just be something on the go, or if you're making an actual post, then there's like a, there's a comment, a caption, kind of a bit more thought to making something an actual post, and more effort that goes in, and stories can just be kind of random moments on the fly, resharing things. So I was resistant in the beginning to stories, but I've posted a lot of stories. All right. I really like the window in the composition, and it's pointing in really nicely, but I haven't really done anything with it. But that's it. A little bit over 10 minutes, but that's my drawing of Nazarene today. Thank you very much, Nazarene. Thank you, everyone. I can't... you can see who pays attention to you or not. True. Oh, yeah, Shannon. In stories, you can see who's looking at it and who's engaged with it, who's just looking and who's double tapping. Yeah, that's true. You can see. And then you kind of develop a silent relationship with these people who really come back and they keep looking at your stories, and it's like, oh, you were here, you've been here for days looking at these things, not saying anything, but looking. You're present. You're somewhere in the world, being present with my 24-hour story. What was I about to say? I was going to say something. Yeah, share your stuff to Discord. Love to see it. I've seen some people also spending more time, extra time, bonus time, refining their works, which is super cool, because the 10-minute portrait idea is just it's a low bar just to get into it, get started, get drawing, and maybe you like it and maybe you don't, and if after 10 minutes you're like, this one's not really doing it for me, then move on with your life. But if you've got like the seed that could become something greater with another 10 minutes, then you see me seeing you, and I see you seeing me. Yeah, if you're inspired and want to keep going and spend more time, then that is great. So this was fun. I really like the reference image. How did everyone go with it? It was challenging reference, but it was just fun, because it was kind of like, it was so unreal with the distortion that it's just kind of like you can relax into it. Fred Stone is here, skipping work to catch up with the drawings. Excellent. Everyone skip work to catch up with my live streams. I give you permission. Fred, you inspire me too. I really love seeing you post your work. All of you, when I see you regularly posting these sketches, it's just like, look at these. Look at my friends out in the world drawing along with me. Whether we know each other or not, I really, really love seeing people sharing their work. So yeah, thank you for skipping work to draw. Do I have anything special to say? I'm going to be doing a shadows and shading workshop on Sunday, and I would love to have you there. It's going to be really cool. After the live stream, we will have the workshop, which will be between about 1.5 to 2 hours, which will be cool. And I wanted to, here we look. I can do a retrospective of the first 4 days. So Nazarene, and maybe I will, here we go, sunny. Nazarene, sunny, days 4 and 3, the polychromos phase, and Yusuf Karsh. So yeah, that was really cool that Yusuf Karsh official saw our stories. If you were tagging Yusuf Karsh official in your stories, then they were probably seen today, and probably led to the frustration of the person who is running the account being like, why did I miss all these? And day 1, the clarity of this I really like. Focusing on line before moving into the shadow. There's something really luminous about this, and it's like inviting me to keep working on it. But yeah, I'll be really interested to see throughout the series, as things get increasingly dark. Is it your internet or me that's fuzzy? I'm a fuzzy person, but I've just put it more into focus. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see the sequence, because I kind of have this loose idea that it's going to get darker and darker, and I'll definitely be shifting to ink, because some of my favorite 10-minute portraits that I've ever done in these live streams have been ink portraits, where I like start with some loose line and then just go in with ink. So I'm looking forward as we move into the darkness to get darker and darker. So it's going to be fun. Have a lot of exciting references from wonderful people lined up. I can't wait to see your work. So tag me on Instagram and Nazarene. I'm sure she'd love to see your sketches as well. You can relate to darker and darker. Yes. Thank you, everyone. You're all great. Can't wait to see your sketches. And like and subscribe if you're not already. And if you've watched the replay, say something in the comments. And I will respond, because I see every comment that people send. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. I love you. See you next time.